This is Jerry Machesky with Balance Community Slack Science here in sunny Davis, California. Today we're going to be talking about the Balance Community LineBags, what they are, what they're good for, and why you should use one. So the LineBags, they are a nice bag made out of Cordura nylon material, and they're meant for stuffing your webbing in here, as I have here. And it's great for protecting your line from abrasion while you're hiking your stuff to the park or up to a high line, and it's also great for consolidating your line to one location so that you can just grab it, put it in your pack, and go. And some of the benefits of using one are, like I said, it protects your line, and the material is very abrasion resistant, and so you don't have to worry about your line scuffing up against anything or just getting damaged during transportation. And so I'm going to show you how to properly use the LineBag, both when you're at home pre-packing your bag and when you're at the park setting up your line and de-rigging your line. So let's get right into it. Alright, so I'm going to show you how a good technique for stuffing your line into your LineBag when you're at home getting ready to pack up for your long line. You can see here I have the LineBag in front of me, and the material is stiff enough that the bag will keep itself erect, which is really good for when you're stuffing it. So what you want to do is pry open that bag just like that and place it in front of you. Take your end of webbing and just kind of stuff it in. And it kind of goes slow, but once you get into it, it goes pretty quick. So I'm just going to stuff the whole line here. Just kind of hand over hand. It helps to have your line already flaked out on your carpet at home so that you don't have any tangles while you're stuffing it in. And as the bag starts to fill up, you want to push it down with your hand. And you can fit a good amount of webbing in this size of bag. This is the small size. We carry 3 sizes, small, medium, large. And the small, you can hold up to about 250 feet of type 18 and Aero without any problems. You'll still have some room to close the bag. And then the medium size, you can hold up to about 400 feet. Then the large up to about 600. So a good range of sizes there. So getting closer to the end here. This line for reference is 200 feet. So I'll show you once we get to the end how much room we have left. Closer here. Push it down. Now, putting your line in a bag like this will really help when you're rigging, so you don't have any tangles when you're walking your line out. That can really hold up your rigging time and cause you to have less time slacklining, which is our main goal here, is to cut down the rigging time. Alright, so we got the full 200 feet in there, and as you can see, I still have quite a bit of room. I could push it down quite a bit more and even slam it down. And I have quite a bit of room left inside. So that's how you pack up your line at home. I'll show you next up to how to stuff it and walk your line out in the park while you're rigging. So let's get to it. Alright, we're at the park now, and I'm going to show you the proper technique for flaking your line out of your BC LineBag. So what you want to do is hold it by this inner handle with one hand, and then hold your line coming out of the bag with your other hand. But try to spread it out, because what we're going to want to do as we're walking to the tensioning anchor, we want to make sure our line stays flat. And this is going to prevent us from having to walk back and forth multiple times, saving us valuable slackline time. So hold this line out and walk it, making sure the line stays flat. And do that all the way across the line until you get to the tensioning anchor. It's a pretty simple technique. Sometimes you might get little twists or little bunches up like that. Don't worry about it. Just let it pass through. and if you stuffed your line properly, it'll flake out really smooth. So just continue doing that. Alright, make sure you walk all the way to the tree. Put your line bag down there. And make sure we have flat here because we walked it all the way out. We flaked it out. So you want to make sure not to lose that flat. So what I'll usually do is I'll place it down, grab a stick, and kind of stab the stick into the ground and push it down against the webbing to ensure it doesn't go anywhere. And so that's how you flake your line out of the bag. Let's talk about how you flake it back in once you're done slacklining. Alright, so we're done slacklining, and now we're going to flake our line back into our BC LineBag. And there's a good technique that you can do while you're walking towards your tension or your static side anchor. And it's really easy, really quick, and it's just about the same speed as doing the butterfly coil, but you get the benefits of having this bag. And so what you're going to do is use one of the internal handles here on the inside and hold it with one of your hands. And then also hold that tail coming out of there. And then you're going to make a loop and put it in your hand. And continue to do that. I'll do it now, and I'll show you the technique. What you want to do is run your hand along it, full body length, and just bring that back to your hand. Continue to do that. Do about 4 or 5 loops. 2, 3, 4, and then grab that whole bunch and stick it in your bag. You don't want to do too many because then you'll start getting tangles when you run it out next time. But just do several groups of 3 or 4 loops. 3, 4, and stuff it back in the bag. And continue that until you reach the other side. And once you get good at it, you can do it pretty quickly. Just like so. Stuff it in and continue. There you go. Gets to be pretty efficient. Kind of fun. You could time yourself and try to beat your time coiling or stuffing your line back into your line bag. Alright, there we go. Now we're at the end. That was pretty quick, 200 feet. Get that last little bit in there. And take off our web lock. And that pretty much does it. That's how you use your Balanced Community Line Bag, both at your house to stuff your line, at the park to flake it out, and at the park to flake it back in. It's a great tool for keeping your line nice and good. Keeps all the damage out and protects your line when you're storing it and when you're transporting it. Once again, you can check out the Balanced Community Line Bag at balancedcommunity.com/linebag. Thanks again for watching. My name is Jerry Mashesky.